Christ is not ours. हमारा कौन है? राम भगवान.
This is not about Christmas. This is not about Santa caps. This is not about cakes, carols or cribs. Christmas celebrations are not new in India. Christians are not new in India.
Jesus Christ कैसे पैदा हुआ था बताओ?
India did not suddenly discover secularism in a textbook. What is new is the confidence of hate, the normalization of intimidation and the silence from the top.
हम यहाँ पर विधिवत जैसी आराधना करते हैं वैसी आराधना करते रहे। अचानक 4-5 लोग 10 लोग आए, जय श्री राम का नारा लगाने लगे, अंदर घुसे, महिलाओं को मारा, तोड़ फोड़ की है ना। और हम लोग यहाँ पर आराधना करते हैं, कोई धर्म परिवर्तन का काम नहीं करते इधर पर।
These are not isolated incidents. These are pattern, repeated, predictable and dangerous.
Jesus Christ is not ours. हमारा कौन है? राम भगवान.
Incident 1 from Jabalpur. In Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, a blind woman was assaulted. The allegation? Religious conversion. No proof, no evidence, just accusation. The woman who assaulted her, a BJP district vice president, her name is Anju Bhargava. After the video went viral, denial followed, convenient denial.
क्रिश्चियन लोग वीडियो बना रहे थे वहीं खड़े होकर, जो भी बना रहा था, तो भाई उन लोगों को वो वीडियो पूरा दिखाना चाहिए, उसके पहले का भी वीडियो दिखाना चाहिए कि क्या घटनाक्रम हुआ जिसके जवाब में ये सारी बातें हुई हैं और वहाँ क्या हो रहा था.
But there is something that you have not seen so far, another angle of the same video. And in that video, you don't see politics, you don't see ideology, you see violence. A blind woman whose eyes cannot see the world had tears rolling down her face. Those eyes don't see temples, they don't see churches, mosques, they don't see party flags, religious flags, but they cried. And the irony is brutal. The eyes that cannot see the world were made to cry by people who believe they are the world. If this is power, it is power without humanity. And this wasn't the only incident in Jabalpur. In Madhutal, another Hindu vigilante group stormed into a church. They were chanting Jai Shri Ram. They vandalized the premises. They disrupted prayers. They created fear. Now pause there for a second. Think.
धर्मांतरण की सूचना विगत कई वर्षों से मिलती आ रही थी कि यहाँ पैसे का लोभ देके और जमीनों का लोभ देके ऐसा करके मासूम हिंदुओं को कन्वर्ट किया जा रहा है.
हम यहाँ पर विधिवत जैसी आराधना करते हैं वैसी आराधना करते रहे. अचानक 4-5 लोग 10 लोग आए, जय श्री राम का नारा लगाने लगे, अंदर घुसे, महिलाओं को मारा, तोड़ फोड़ की है ना. और हम लोग यहाँ पर आराधना करते हैं, कोई धर्म परिवर्तन का काम नहीं करते इधर पर.
India today has the Ram Mandir, a grand temple, a symbol of faith, history and belief. Yet, these people were searching for Prabhu Ram inside a church? Let that sink in. A country that finally built the Ram Mandir, and still some people believe Ram is hiding inside a church? Is this devotion or confusion weaponized as faith? If Lord Ram stands for dignity, restraint, maryada, then what is this? Because Ram does not storm prayer halls, Ram does not vandalize, Ram does not terrorize. What happened in the church had nothing to do with Ram. It had everything to do with power. And when faith is reduced to intimidation, it stops being religion. It becomes a threat. In another incident in Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, a man walks into a church, cameras on, chest out, confidence of impunity. He interrogates a priest, a father, mocks Christianity, asks obscene questions to a woman. How were you born? How are children born? And then he sneers, how was Jesus born?
जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम। जीसस क्राइस्ट इज नॉट आवर्स, जीसस क्राइस्ट इज नॉट आवर्स। हमारा कौन है? राम भगवान।
जवाब दे।
सबके सामने पूछ रहा हूं इसको। मदर मैरी, जीसस क्राइस्ट को पैदा करने वाला मदर मैरी कैसे प्रेग्नेंट हुई थी बताओ? आई एम वेटिंग। घड़ी नहीं है फिर भी बोल रहा हूं
भैया।
जीसस क्राइस्ट कैसे पैदा हुआ था बताओ?
पवित्र आत्मा के द्वारा।
मैं जैसे पैदा हुई हूँ।
आप कैसे पैदा हुई बताओ?
आपको कैसा?
अरे मम्मी पापा के मिलने से पैदा हुए ना, साहब बताओ खुल के।
अरे सांड और गाय मिलेगा तभी तो बच्चा पैदा होता है ना।
खुल के बोल रहा है फिर।
अरे
क्या करेगा वो फिर? तो आप बीच में क्यों बोल रहे हो? बैठ जाओ वहीं बैठ। ये जवाब देगा, ये यहाँ पे खड़ा होकर सबको कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहा है।
When he was challenged, he shouts nationalism. Only Indian scriptures will be followed here. And then, like a poorly rehearsed audition, he recites the easiest line he knows. Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tatsavitur Varenyam.
हमारा क्या है? चारों वेद है, मनुस्मृति है, उपनिषद है। हम कोई भी क्रिश्चियनों का बाइबल को फॉलो नहीं करेंगे। एम आई क्लियर? बोलो। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्।
Not the Hanuman Chalisa, not the Gita, because he doesn't know them. Because this isn't his faith. This is costume. This man's real name is Saniur Rahman, a Bangladeshi national who entered India illegally and reinvented himself as a Sanatani Hindu, Sri Satyannash Arya. Tell me, who gives conversion certificates so easily? He understood one brutal truth about India today. A tilak on your forehead and Jai Shri Ram on your lips has now become a visa. This is fraud. This is exploitation. This is Hindutva reduced to dhanda. His social media is filled with hate. He takes donations for abuse. He insults Prophet Muhammad and money pours in. Hate has become a business model and faith is the casualty. When random men become religious warriors, preach hate, get patronage, their life is set. This is not spirituality. This is enterprise. Now here's the irony that should shame the entire system. The BJP says SIR, that is Special Intensive Revision, is needed to flush out illegal Muslims and Rohingyas. That's the claim, that's the justification, and yet, right under their nose stands a fraud. A man who entered India illegally, who changed his name, who put a tilak on his forehead, who shouts Jai Shri Ram on camera, and suddenly he is invisible to the system. Imagine this. The state says it is hunting infiltrators, but here is one wearing tilak, fooling the nation openly, and no action is taken. Because this fraud is useful. A con man who abuses minorities is not a problem, he is an asset. This man should be thrown out, not patronized, not protected by silence. But that won't happen because today identity is not verified by documents, it is verified by hatred. And as long as you shout the right slogans, the system looks the other way. In another incident in Orissa, a man steps out of a fancy car. He walks up to poor vendors selling Christmas items, camera rolling, and he kept on asking, "Are you Hindu? Are you Hindu?" Like a broken record of bigotry. He styles himself like a movie hero. Don't mistake him as Allu Arjun from Pushpa. Rather, he is the lemonade version of Pushpa.
राजस्थान उधर दिखा। अरे इधर ये हिंदू राष्ट्र है, इधर क्रिश्चियन का चलेगा नहीं। उठा ले। बड़लांड डिसेम्बर की बारी बनता मैं कलेक्टर पाक ना लोकल आई दियो मैंने बसी पारि मिशन कहाँ है? तो किसी को पूछ के बैठा इधर, कहीं से भी आके बैठ जाओगे? अरे ये नहीं बेच सकते आप, ये जगन्नाथ देश है, जगन्नाथ चलेगा। ये सब नहीं चलेगा इधर। इसको तुरंत भर्ती करो, भागो, तुरंत भर्ती करो, भागो। हिंदू हो ना, हिंदू हो तो ये क्यों बेच रहे हो? क्या बेच रहे हो?
What scares me is not his shouting. What scares me is that he owns a car but not tolerance. Because today, hate is the shortcut to virality, popularity, and thus the wealth. Similarly, in Lajpat Nagar, New Delhi, India's capital, people wearing Santa caps were heckled. Santa caps, not weapons, not slogans. Watch this video. This is from Raipur, Chhattisgarh. A group of stick-wielding right-wing outfit members stormed into a mall during a shutdown that they themselves had called. Why did they call a band? Because they were upset over alleged conversions which are not confirmed by police. Yet, they called for a band and they wanted to ensure that it's effective, that people followed. Yet, they stormed inside a mall and particularly targeted Christmas decorations. They hit the Santa Claus figure not once, twice, but multiple times as an expression of anger and intolerance. This video is from Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh. People chanting Hanuman Chalisa. Make no mistake, they are not chanting this Hanuman Chalisa inside a Hanuman temple. Rather, they sat outside Bishop Cornet School, a school which was well decorated for Christmas celebrations. These right-wing people sat outside the school as a mark of protest and repeatedly said that this is Hindu Rashtra, where they will not celebrate Christmas, rather recite Hanuman Chalisa. They could have gone inside a Hanuman temple to do this, to show their bhakti. Rather, they tried showing their Shakti outside a poor school that was only celebrating Christmas. The same story also repeated in Assam. VHP and Bajrang Dal members ransacked Christmas decorations at St. Mary School in Panigaon, Assam. They literally ransacked a school premises. Once again, they wore the saffron scarf, chanted Jai Shri Ram, and vandalized Christmas decorations. These videos tell us something chilling. Unemployment has found employment in hate. The Prime Minister promised to provide 2 crore jobs. Is this the formal employment he meant?
ये काट रहा नहीं है क्या? ये क्यों पे फालतू वो कर रहे हो अभी? अपने घर में बनाओ जो बनाना जाके, अपने घर में बना जाओ। यहाँ से टोपी और उतार के क्या ड्रामा रखते हो? मत जाओ, ये यहाँ धर्म
Now here's the most important question. Why the silence? The BJP ecosystem mocked Dr. Manmohan Singh as Mohan Singh, always silent. But where is the question now? Why is the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, always silent when minorities are targeted? He speaks when Hindus are victims. He is silent when Christians are attacked, Muslims are lynched, churches are vandalized. If you don't condemn a crime, you condone it. And you know what it can lead to? Hate eating its own. A Hindu migrant worker named Ram Narayan Baghel from Chhattisgarh was lynched in Kerala just last week, accused of being a Bangladeshi. He wasn't. He was born and raised in Chhattisgarh. No law, no trial, just killed. Because suspicion is bigger than the law now. His crime? He went there looking for work. He wasn't even Bengali. But Narayan, which is his middle name, is a common surname in Bengalis. So suspicion was enough. He was targeted for being a Bangladeshi.
तुम्हारा गांव किधर है? बांग्लादेशी।
तुम बांग्लादेशी?
वो मेरा बहन को लिखा है।
He had Ram in his name, for God's sake. Yet, lynched by people chanting Jai Shri Ram. They killed Ram in public. They suspected Ram. They lynched Ram. Reports say their attackers were linked to RSS and BJP. Thus, no condemnation, no outrage. How can they? Because all their anger and outrage are reserved for Bangladesh. We condemn every incident of violence in Bangladesh. But loud concern for Hindus in Bangladesh and nothing for Indians, is that the proof of a loyal Indian? Tell me, what kind of Hindu Rashtra is this, where Hindus themselves are lynched? RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat says India is already a Hindu Rashtra and needs no constitutional amendment.
भारतीय संस्कृति पर श्रद्धा रखने वाला और भारतीय पूर्वजों का गौरव मन में रखने वाला एक भी व्यक्ति हिंदुस्तान की भूमि पर जब तक जीवित है तब तक भारत हिंदू राष्ट्र है.
Fair enough. So in that Hindu Rashtra, this is the outcome. First Muslims, then farmers, then Dalits, now Christians. Hate is like the opium. It keeps you high, distracted, so that you never ask, where are the jobs? Where is the development? Vikas? Where are the promises made by the politicians? India passed Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA. It said if Hindus, Christians, Sikh from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh come here, they will be protected, given citizenship, because they are persecuted there. So tell me, will Christians come here only to be told they cannot celebrate Christmas? Will someone quiz them, how was Jesus born, as part of citizenship verification? Yes, tell me, tomorrow will this question will be part of CAA application form, know how Jesus was born to qualify to be a citizen in this Hindu Rashtra India? Tomorrow someone will decide what you eat, what you wear, whether you should wear underwear or not. This does not stop with Christians. Today, they target Christians. Tomorrow, they will target you. Yes, you are the real target. So that you never ask questions, never resist, never ask anything, never ask how many Hindus died in Kumbh stampede, never dare to ask how many Hindus actually got the promised 15 lakh rupees. Never even think of asking how many Hindus died in train accidents, in stampedes, in everyday negligence. Never ask how many Hindus were given scholarships to study abroad. Never ask how many Hindus were given a GST free life. Because here's the truth they don't want you to see. Hindus suffer as much as anyone else, but they want 80% of this country to keep celebrating how badly the remaining 20% minorities are suffering, so that you forget that you are suffering too. That is the real politics, not faith, not nationalism, but distraction. And that day you stop asking questions, that day, I mean, democracy stops asking permission. India was secular. India is secular. India will remain secular. Because the moment it stops being so, the first casualty will not be a minority. It will be India itself. This Santa cap is not the problem. You know what the problem is. The problem is fear is being normalized. Hatred is being legitimized. Silence being rewarded. And when a country starts mistaking cruelty for courage and intimidation for faith, it does not lose its minority first. It loses its soul. Let's pledge together not to lose India, for heaven's sake, for God's sake, for sake of Ram. Jai Hind, Satyameva Jayate. Wish you all a Merry Christmas.